Good afternoon and welcome to today's episode of NWCR's Removing a Liberal Blindfold for this, the first day of December in the year of our Lord 2025. Democrats always push for what is bad for this nation. If it has anything to do with Trump, they are against it. They would rather fentanyl and drugs pour into America and kill our kids than do anything to stop it, especially if Trump has anything to do about it. From Breitbart comes this one. Kelly, first Caribbean boat strike is a war crime. I've been pushing this for some time now because just like the Democrats always say may or could have instead of using facts, they'd rather Americans die from drugs brought in by the cartels than to have Trump do anything to stop it. Saving America and Americans takes second place when it comes to Trump. Please subscribe to our daily updates. We record and place them on Rumble, BitChute, and YouTube for your convenience. Listen to the end and then like and subscribe to them so we can get promoted in the ratings. That way, we can all see the truth the media is hiding from us all. And thank you in advance. Sunday on CNN's State of the Union, Senator Mark Kelly, Democrat of Arizona, claimed the Trump administration's first military strike on an alleged drug boat in the Caribbean was a, quote, war crime, unquote. Host Dana Bash said, quote, I want to turn to new questions around the first U.S. military strike in September on a ship that the administration says was carrying drugs. Now, sources tell CNN, now remember this is CNN, after the missile struck the boat, there were survivors and that a second strike was launched to kill anyone who was left. Secretary Pete Hegseth is defending the move, saying it is lawful under both U.S. and international law. What do you think? Unquote. Kelly said, quote, well, I hope it's not true, what is being reported. That would be very disturbing. I think there needs to be an inspector general and investigation. Pete Hegseth, who is totally unqualified to be Secretary of Defense, he fired a bunch of the IGs within the department. That makes this more challenging. I don't have a lot of confidence that he's going to investigate that. That's why in the Armed Forces Committee in the Senate and the House, we're going to have hearings. We'll have public hearings. We'll put people under oath. We need to get to the bottom of this. In other words, folks, they'll look for the people that will say what they want them to say, and that's who they'll use as experts. The U.S. military is, you know, the most powerful and effective military in the world. And we've got to be, you know, precise. We have to be operating in accordance with U.S. law and international law. Always, Bash asked, quote, based on what you said CNN is reporting, what the Washington Post is reporting, do you believe if there was a second strike to eliminate any survivors that constitutes a war crime? Kelly said, quote, if what has been reported is accurate, I've got serious concerns about anybody in that chain of command stepping over a line that they should never have stepped over. We are not Russia. We are not Iraq. We hold ourselves to a very high standard of professionalism, unquote. And now we'll remove the liberal blindfold. All you have to do is listen to any Democrat today, with the exception of Fetterman of Pennsylvania. The only thing you will ever hear from them is Trump is bad. The Orange Man is bad, no matter how much good he is doing for America. And you Democrats have got to listen here. I would rather drug boats bringing fentanyl into this country be destroyed on the open seas than those very drugs getting into America and on our streets and killing our kids and Americans. But I guess you on the left want those drugs here, huh? That is what I get from Kelly in today's story, and from the so-called investigative reporter on that channel too. They all care so little about America that trumps it all when it comes to keeping our kids safe. If Trump is doing something to keep them safe, they don't want anything to do with it. They would rather see our kids die than to give our president any credit for doing something good. From the Bible, it says from Psalms 101, verse 7, "No one who practices deceit will dwell in my house. No one who speaks falsely will stand in my presence." The sooner we realize that the Democrats of today cannot tell the truth, even if their lives depended on it, even at the cost of Americans, the better off we will be, because we will stop listening to their lies and stop voting them into office until they change and start working for the good of America, no matter who is in charge. Benjamin Franklin once said, "Only a virtuous people are capable of freedom. As nations become more corrupt and vicious, they have more need of masters." The best way to do things is, no matter who is telling us what to do, if it is right and virtuous and good for America, then it is good to follow. Stop being Trump haters, folks, and then because of that hating America. We have got to stop hating Trump so badly that good for America is never even considered. Thank you for watching, and as I will always say, we shall not be ruled. NWCR is heard through Conservative Nation Media, or C&M, from behind that silver microphone of freedom, with the voice of reason in this increasingly unreasonable world, where America always wins. Again, please like and subscribe to my video accounts on Rumble, BitChute, and YouTube, and then leave us your comments and let us know what you were thinking. Have a good day, and God bless you all.